On this episode of the VIP podcast, I'm your host, Michael J. Penny. I'm joined by David Hinojosa. He is with VeteranVOcom. He's a voiceover professional. He's spent 20 plus years in the United States Air Force and is now a voiceover professional at VeteranVO. You can look him up also on LinkedIn, David Hinojosa, and I promise you got to check out the spelling in the show notes in order to get that one right, people. Without further ado, David Hinojosa.
Hey, what's up, Michael?
Did I slaughter your name, brother?
No, dude. It's good. I guess, every which way I've heard my name. Who knows what people think what it is.
So you came out of the Air Force 20 plus years. What rank did you attain in the Air Force?
E5.
There you go. So, okay. So as you're in, question for you. Was that one of those things where it was like people they butchered it from boot camp all the way forward? Is that just?
Yeah. It's been that way since for all my life. That's why a lot of people just like I've had every nickname to basically cut my name in half to Hino to Hin to Hosa. It's been
right on.
Very evolving kind of nickname toward the end, Sergeant H,
So what did you do in the Air Force, and then what led you toward voiceover work?
In the Air Force, like I said, I was a security forces member, security forces defender. Those who are in the Air Force know, I don't know much about like I said, in the Marines or Army, but you come onto an Air Force base, the guys with the berets, and the badges, that was us. We were the first line of defense coming onto any Air Force installation, and mainly a lot on the. I'm not too certain as far as out in the desert, but that's what I did for 20 years. Patrol, flight line, deployed, yeah, that's what I did for 20 years. And then I got out of the Air Force and didn't know what to do. I was one of those people that was not prepared to get out of, even after 20 years. I was one of the stupid ones. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. And so my wife basically dragged me back to school, kicking and screaming, because I did not want to go to school at all. And so decided to go into a career in IT. And I think there was one little thing that I did before I went back to school, though. It was like here in New Mexico, I don't know if you're aware, but it's kind of like a little mini Hollywood out here. A lot of movies and TV shows, i.e. like, I don't know if you're a fan of Breaking Bad, was filmed, and Better Call Saul was filmed and based here. Lone Survivor with Mark Wahlberg, was filmed out here in the mountains of here in New Mexico. So, and I did like a small little background talent.
And that kind of trickled into it.
Yeah, extra in this one movie, and I was like, man, this is kind of awesome, and but at the time I still had 3 kids to feed,
right,
a wife as well, and so I decided to do the more economical thing, and I went back to school, utilized my GI Bill, and got a daytime job. Totally switched careers, because I went from being a cop to being an IT professional, and here in like a year or so ago, I kind of was like, man, it's all right,
It was work.
It was work, and I found voiceovers, and so it's like, okay, well, this doesn't. I kind of want to do the acting thing, but but I also don't want to. I still got to pay the bills for right now, so
right,
it's something I can do, out of my home. I can record here. I've built a makeshift home studio. It's prorated, I recorded my demo here remotely. So yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. It's just it's been a weird kind of fun kind of journey, and
A roller coaster, yeah.
Yes, correct.
Folks, if you are interested in checking out David Hinojosa, go to VeteranVOcom. Listen through his demos on there. It's actually kind of shocking. Like, you need to go and click through. I went through all 4 of them. Yes, I went through your top one, which is auditory, but I went through the different video ones. Are you doing the voices in every single one of those videos?
On my website?
Yes.
Yes, except for the one where it says "War is my business." I got mine. I'm like, I don't know what minute and second that I'm in. But the 3 of them, which is and actually on LinkedIn. Let's see, on LinkedIn, a lot of my posts lately have been put on there. But yes, I do actually produce those. And I voice.
Right on. Check out VeteranVO.com. We originally got connected with David Hinojosa through LinkedIn, which you can check him out on there. It's Hinojosa. Right? So go check him out. VeteranVO.com is the website. Now, I've done a little bit of voiceover work. You're doing the voiceover thing. We originally connected because you were checking out Discharged Comedy.
Yes.
Which was another guest, Jazz Booth, another veteran on there.
Mm-hmm.
So you see, right, from a situation standpoint, let's say, for instance, there's a need which is out there as far as VO talent, but not just voiceover talent as a whole. One of the things that I addressed is there needs to be more veterans in it so that there's actually realism to what you're putting out there. That was one of the reasons why I went for Discharge Comedy personally, is because, I'm talking with Jazz and I'm like, if you want to get a Marine to voice over something, you need to have a Marine to voice it over, kind of a deal. It's like, so anyway, the situation being, of course, you're fulfilling this need, which is veteran voiceover talent at VeteranVO.com. So with your mission, voiceover being a very broad stroke, are you pinpointing what you would like to do as far as voiceover work is concerned? Long form projects, commercial oriented projects? What are you mainly focused
on? I'm mainly focusing on to whomever needs my work, whoever needs my services. It could be e-learning, commercials, narration. From the things that I've done and have posted, my video content that I posted, has been a lot of history stuff related, because right now we're in, I would say probably from May to July, we have a lot of great U.S. history, with D-Day and Independence Day coming up. I want to give our veterans a voice. Our veteran-owned businesses a voice, so that way, they can promote their business.
Absolutely. So there you go. If you're a veteran looking to promote your business, if you need some voiceover stuff, go to VeteranVO.com. You'll see the demos, call them sizzle reels to an extent, that are on there. So that way you can get a better understanding of what David Hinojosa does. And you can check it out at VeteranVO.com. Hey, man, I'm trying with your name. All the way through the episode. It's happening, brother. I don't care. I'm going with it.
It's starting to roll off your tongue.
It's starting to go. I got the accent for it.
Yeah, you're starting to turn Hispanic every second you say it. Every time you
Excellent. Okay, so you told the folks a little bit about as far as like how you execute on this stuff, and I understand that you're a professional grade studio to be able to do things. You're producing these things, right? And you're doing so on your own. If someone's reaching out to you through VeteranVO.com and they come to you and they fill out the contact form, which you can at the bottom of VeteranVO.com, you'll see what I'm talking about when you go there. They fill out the contact form. What is some of the homework maybe that they have to do? Is there something that they should know or walk into this experience working with you where you just wish every client would come with that in mind?
Well, I mean, a lot of it has to do with content and what do you have? Because a lot of the stuff that I get and I narrate, it's me kind of cutting and pasting certain things to make it sound to flow. So I'm not basically coming. We best to come in with a script and direction. Some people want to be either bombastic, or do you want me to come in with a little bit more heartfelt type of things? You want me to be more narration or commercial or announcer type work?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's so difficult for a lot of people when they're doing that type of stuff. I know, especially from a traffic, driving traffic direction, you're making videos like this, you're trying to think through certain scripts. Now, I'm extremely biased, right? I use the 5P format in order to go through it. Hello, it's a briefing in order for a group of people to take action. So I use 5P.
Almost like a warning.
What's that?
Almost like a warning order, I guess you could say.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Like a warning order, exactly. Well,
yeah, I remember.
See, it's rattling around up there. I'm telling you, it's going to be stuck up there for the rest of your life, whether you like it or not. It's one of those things. It's something where military veterans, when we leave the U.S. military, any branch of it, it's one of those things where it just kind of sticks with us, and it's something to where it should, is ingrained to a certain extent. Your discipline in being able to maintain, this occupation while you're doing the voiceover work, to be able to get yourself the work and to be able to put it together and do it from home. This is a discipline which a whole lot of people definitely don't have, right? So it's something to where every once in a while it feels like work, but if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. You know what I mean? So. And what are some of the funnest projects that you've worked with?
It's just basically I don't really say. To me, it's all fun.
Yeah,
it's fun and it's frustrating because when I'm sitting and I'm recording and I fluster up my tongue and tongue gets kind of twisted, whatever. To me, it's all fun. And I'm looking for, like I said, I'm doing just basically just kind of quotes and narrations, like the stuff that I produce. But I'm wanting so bad just to kind of do a little bit of kind of character work, and which is why I saw that thing with Jazz. Is that how you pronounce your name?
Yep.
And
Jazz Booth. Yes.
Yeah. I saw that and I thought, man, that's so cool. I was like,
yeah.
So once I get to that, that would be really, really, really cool.
Yeah, more character work is what you're leaning towards. That's what you want to get into.
It's like that, but it's all fun. I have fun. I step into my booth and hit the record button, and then I go in back and I start editing. The entire process to me is fun.
Excellent. Yeah. Now, question for you: do you ever edit anybody else's work?
I have not.
Okay. All right. So that's interesting from the standpoint that you're a craftsman of being able to provide a voiceover product that goes back to somebody. They come to you and they say, here's kind of my loose script. Here's the direction I'd like you to take it from. Can you tailor that? Can you tighten up that script maybe a little bit if somebody at least gives you the direction, right? Mm-hmm. And then you take it in, you do your work. Yes, it's a struggle to be able to go through. I would assume you probably do the same thing I do with you might do it where it's like, okay, they said timid or fearful or something like that, and you've got 3 tracks, right? Where it's, they're kind of the same, but I'm going to thread it. Yeah. Very cool. But you can hand them back a polished professional piece is what I'm trying to get at. If someone were to go to VeteranVO, they're going to get a polished piece from you.
Oh, most definitely.
Excellent.
Most definitely. They're going to get it. I mean, it's going to be clean. The audio is going to be clean. You're not going to have to worry about any kind of background or noise or dogs barking, which is, very likely in this house. But,
I know the struggles of it, brother. I totally understand. Well, and this is one of those times where we have the ability to connect with family, and that's great, and then shut the door so that we can get work done. So I feel you. I understand what that's like. Folks, if you're joining us just recently here, we're chatting with David Hinojosa with VeteranVOcom. Check him out at VeteranVOcom right now. Get a feel for his overall voice work and talent. Check out the demo reel that's on there. There are some other folks that I'm sure I'm going to be able to introduce you to. So as we go to start closing things here on this, I've got to ask you, it'll be a softball, but it'll be a curveball question. All right. So since leaving the military and doing all of this, what has been the most humbling, put you on your ass moment that you have dealt with in starting VeteranVO.com?
Oh, that is just not going to get handed to you. It's just, when I got my professional demo recorded and sent back to me, I was like, oh, wow, that's it. Here comes the offers, and a month later, I was like, nothing, and because, I virtually knew nothing about starting a business, so was very much the infant, walking around with my eyes closed, thinking that I'm just going to be fine. And I wasn't. So that was the most probably humbling part, because it's just, there's so much more, because with not having any really kind of business experience, marketing wasn't even a forethought, and it should have been my first thought more than anything else, than the demo. Because I mean, I can record a demo by myself, in my booth. It's not a professional demo, but it'll get me in the door. And had I done any kind of research on marketing, I could be possibly a little bit more ahead than I am right now, but that's what knocked me on my ass more than anything.
Yeah. Yeah, if you build it, they will come. It's not necessarily a thing, huh?
No,
right.
No. It's not for Kevin Costner. It's not for good. It's not for David also.
Yeah. Well, and I have a theory. Behind if you build it, they will come, by the way.
Okay.
You have they, meaning the audience members or the clients potentially, who are supposed to come. What I believe really will occur if you build it, the team. As you're building things, your team will start to flesh out. As you put your hands to work and you start putting up the backstop and laying out the diamond, and people see that you're acting like, wow, you're serious about this. Yes, I am. As you start doing that, people start paying attention. The people around you are like, wow, this guy's not joking around at all. No, I'm very seriously making a go of it, put myself out there, and other people that want to be on this team working together, we're all going to have a part of this mission, and then the rest of the people, well, they just don't like baseball. So,
right.
It's one of those things, right? It's like,
right.
If you start to build it, your team will start to get it and start to bring that up. So It's definitely something that I've seen in working through startup phases, with a number of different people. But I also know what it's like being the guy who needs voiceover stuff. I'm serious. Because there are tons of people that are out there who might understand what the visual effects are. I mean, heck, there are tons of free resources online where you can make a free animated video where it's got some sort of jingle music behind it, but you're still just not resonating with the audience when you do that. It's just,
Mhm.
you know what I'm talking about, especially when you just only use music in the background, and it's
Right.
just, it's kind of blank with it. Whereas
Mhm.
if folks are going to VeteranVO.com and they're checking out your stuff that's on there, I'm serious, folks, go check out the demos. You'll see what I'm talking about. And you're right, your marketing on there, that little bit of what you've done right there, as far as being able to tighten things up and make it very clear for people to understand what they're getting out of you. And here's the form below. That's one of the most simple things that people can't even get over. You wouldn't believe how many other business owners we work with 5-paragraph business plan, where, just as you had said, that's all an afterthought. And it's like, no, it should probably be the process in which you make money. If you're a contractor
Right.
going out and constructing buildings, you need to figure out what the process from step 1 through 2 through 3 is. The same thing in this type of occupation through Veteran Voiceover or VeteranVO.com. People can see what I'm talking about on there. So, all right, for anyone else who's looking to do voiceover work professionally, any words of advice, nuggets of knowledge, any wisdom for them as they're looking to do this?
These are one of the things that basically coaching. It sounds easy, but it's not hard, but it's not easy either. So I mean, just like my marketing manager, the one who I've been working with, Corey Disson, he he looks like as if this is like, you don't go to the ballpark like we were just talking about baseball, pick up a bat and expect to hit one 400 yards. 400 feet, I should say, 400 yards, 400 feet over the fence, and go up against Justin Verlander and expect that you're going to do that. You're not. Coaching, professional demo. Those are the two of the biggest things that come to mind, and just practice and practice. Me doing the video content that I have on my website that I've actually posted like on LinkedIn and Instagram, and it's just me sitting there and practicing and going through it and rehearsing and making sure that it all sounds good. So those are the three big things: practice, coaching, professional demo.
Right on. There you go, folks. Words of wisdom from David Hinojosa of VeteranVO.com. Thank you, sir, for being with us here on the 5P podcast. I was very interested in pulling you into this, especially because of our similar shared connection and doing some VO work. So I appreciate it. Especially thank you for your service. So
thanks, brother. I appreciate it, and I thank you for yours, because and I thank you for what you're doing right now. You're rocking and you're kicking ass, and you're helping yourself, and then you're also helping those others, those of us who need help as well.
Thank you. Well, I'm grateful for everyone's support out there, absolutely. And I'm grateful to all of you out there with the 5P family, our listeners. Thank you so much for being a part of another episode. If you're listening to this on our podcast, subscribe, rate, review the show. Right now, we're on iTunes, Stitcher, Player FM, and everywhere else you enjoy listening to podcasts. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, ring that bell, and get notifications with each new episode release. As always, if you want the full length, full interview, full Monty of an experience, go to 5paragraph.com and join the 5P Inner Circle, where you get every one of our interviews in full length format. It starts by getting this book free. All we ask is you pay shipping and handling, and you will get 30 days free access to the 5P Inner Circle. Try it on. I'm sure it'll fit like a glove. Go to 5paragraph.com right now to get started. Thank you, people. Thank you for listening. Thank you, 5P family. And until next time, take care and be well.